Welcome to Flash CS6 Tutorial 4, Card Trick Part 4. It's a follow-up to CS6 Tutorial 3, which was Card Trick Part 3. I have that opened on my computer. Again, this is for beginners, and I'm hoping this is the last one in this series. When we left off, we had it to the point where the rids closed for the second time, and the card numbers showed up, and when we tried it, it stopped here, so we didn't see this last place part take place. So to let that happen, let's click on this action script and bring it up there, and probably down here we have the same thing to do. Click on this, get that fuzzy square, and drag it over. Now it's the rid cards we want to deal with. So let's close this cards off here, open the deck up, and we want to find the part of the deck where it's small, starts to get big, and then goes back. Let's come right here, click down here, right click, clear frames, there we go. Now let's do this again. Bring this up to that line here where the action code is. Click here, drag it down. Oops, I didn't get them all. Click, drag it down in one motion. Insert blank keyframes. Now let's scrub back here using my playhead. That's where they get small. I want to find out where they get large, and that's go way back to the beginning. Alright, they come in. I'm just trying to find the point for us. They close. We already have that. We don't need that. It's here where they open up again, right here. So I'm on roughly on mine on frame 139. I want to see all 16 of the deck, and I want to try to get the I'll have to do this in two chunks. I cannot get it in one chunk. Okay, so let's go from here, and I'm going to go down over to here, right to there. See where I'm at? Where I get this frame right here before. Okay, right click, copy this, copy frames. I just want to make sure that's what I want. Yeah, they're getting big. Yep. Okay, come all the way up. Come down here in one motion. Paste frames. Okay, let's go back to where we were back here. That was where we started here with the 139, and we went to here. So now we want these ones that take us back. So click where I pick up this first keyframe here. Click on that frame, drag it over, and get all of them. Right click, copy frames, go up all the way again, just go down like this, right click, paste frames, and that should put them back on the deck for me. And let's bring the stop button, the stop up from the action script. There it is here. Click on that fuzzy square, drag it up. While I'm at it, may as well pick this one up too. Fuzzy square, drag it up. Come up further on my timeline, drag it up. And I'm going to test it because I want to make sure I have nothing wrong before I go any further. Control, test, movie, test. They're dealt out. They flip. Blue, flip. They go back in. They come back out. Flip. Blue flips, different number. Blue flips. They go back. And it stops. That's very good for now. All right. I'm going to make my stage about 50%. And now what we want to do is have it so we can guess, have the card that we're looking at come down and be displayed. So we can close this off, knowing everything's in line with this action frame here. I can close this off. Insert a layer. I want that to be on top, so put it up there. Call this card, C-A-R-D, guessed, as in one that we're guessing. Come after this, insert a blank keyframe. Now, we got to do something. Let's actually select this frame here for a minute. See this frame right here I have? Select that. Open the library panel. And this card right here, drag it up on the stage. Make sure that the other layers are locked and that this goes on this layer right here. Get it and put it right on top of here. There we go. And if you need to use your arrow keys, you can do so. Now, come here and remove that frame. Remove it all together. Right here, insert keyframe. That brings it to there. And now we got to get them frames all clean. This is going to be fun. So I'm going from frame 1, clicking in one motion, all the way across. I'm holding this, running up, running up, running up, running up, and right to there. Right click, clear frames. Clear frames. So now we have that new card sitting on this frame all by itself. We now want this to come down onto the center of the stage, roughly the center of the stage. So let's do that. And we want that to take place. I'm on now frame 483. So let's go up 10 frames, which would be 493. Actually, let's go up 20 frames, which would be 503 frames. Right about here. Insert a keyframe. Let's go up 20 more, which would be 23. Insert a keyframe. And select right here. And take the card and drag it roughly to the center. Okay, that's good. Go here. And we shouldn't have done that. So come here. Remove those frames. We shouldn't have done that. We got the card there where we want. Now we want it to flip. Come up to 523. Insert a keyframe. Pick up the free transform tool. Close that down. Now let's make this a little bit bigger for a couple of seconds. Close that down. Good. Let's put some tweens in here. Right click classic tween. That puts my card down to where I want it. See that? And classic tween. That will flip my card. Come back here to this layers. Select the card guest layer. Insert a layer. Call this one temp. T-E-M-P. And click on it and drag it straight down so it's under this one here. Click on this last frame. Excuse me. Make sure this card G layer is unlocked. Click right here. Highlight this. Right click, copy this. I'm copying this picture. Click right here and right click, paste in place. And there I have that full card. And let's just click on that and drag it over one for it. Now, there's the card. This is just a reference for me. I'm going to lock that temp layer. Come up here, insert blank keyframe. Open the library and grab card 1 and put it right on top of that. We want that to open up because we're going to go from close to open. So go up to frame 555, 550-ish, insert a keyframe. That brings my card up to there. Come back to this keyframe here, pick up the free transform tool and squish it down and create classic tween. So now we have it coming in, coming down, flipping over, and showing you the correct answer for number 1. While we're at it, let's do two things at the same time. Let's go back. Let's select that card guest layer, insert a layer, and call it frame, F-R-M-N-A-M, as in frame names. And right here, insert a blank keyframe, open the properties panel, and it should say frame, and call this GUSS1, as in guess 1. Enter that. So now, if you look here on my timeline, there's a little flag here, and this is for guess for frame 1. Now I'm going to do a couple of these with you. This temp card gotta move up, so just click on that, get the fuzzy here, move it up as far as you want for now. Now we got to do card number 2, and all we need to do is bring it in and flip it. So in here, insert blank keyframe. I'm going to do a couple with you. Open the library, bring in card number 2. Line it up on there. As far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. I'm just guessing how far I'm going to go. You can keep the same distance here if you want. It's up to you. I'm going to go up to here, insert a keyframe. I'm going back to here, pick up my free transform tool, squish it down, create classic tween. Right here, insert blank keyframe, open the properties panel, call this GUESS2, guess number 2 card. Okay, I'll do one more with you. Select here, insert blank keyframe. I'll move it down here. Open up the library. Whoops. Open up the library. I want card 3. Put that right on top of there. Use your arrow keys if you need to. I'm going to go up to about here. Insert a keyframe. Go back. Free transform tool. Highlight it. Squish it. Create classic tween. Come right here in line with this. Insert blank keyframe. Open the properties panel. Guess 3. GUESS3. Enter. And I will do the remaining 13 and get back to you. I'm going to do the last one here with you. I just finished off 15. So I'm inserting a blank keyframe here at the end of this guess card guess layer. Open the library. I'm bringing in the last card 16, aligning it as best I can. Going to go up 10-15 frames, insert a keyframe, come back here, pick up my free transform tool, highlight it, shrink it so it looks like it's flipping, create a classic tween in here, select this under my frame's name, right click, insert a blank keyframe, That gives me guess 15 up there. Open the properties panel, click in here, GUESS 16, enter. And I'm going to come up to here and enter in a keyframe. So, let's go all the way back here and find that action frame right there where the action is. Get that fuzzy square and drag it and drag it and drag it and drag it till you get to the end. Put it there. And let's go back in frames till we find the other one. There it is. This one here called deck. Get that, click on it once, get that fuzzy square and drag it. Once you drag it past the stage, it starts to move for you a little further, and put that in line there. Now let's see what this looks like. Control, test movie, test. I'll fix that after. The cards come out. They all fold up blue. They go back in. Don't worry about that. The cards come out, fold up, second time blue. They go back. It comes down, and one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it stops there. Very good. Let's lock all the layers. Select this temp layer, right click, delete this layer. So we don't have that temp layer anymore. That was that card that was straggling in here. Now let's go way back. Way back, way back, way back, way back. I'm going to go back to where the first time the blues appear. And that was it. Let's show the card something here so we can get some reference points. I'm just showing my cards. Let's scroll up. That's the reds. There's where the blues are. So right here, I'm in between the blues the first time they opened up, where I see my cards. In my actions layer, right here, insert a keyframe. There, I have a keyframe there. Pull this down. Select this card guess layer, insert layer, and just call this buttons. B-U-T-T-O-N-S. We're putting all my buttons on this layer. Insert a blank keyframe. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and I want to make 4 buttons. So make sure all the layers are locked except that buttons layer, and select that keyframe we just made. Open up your rectangle tool. I don't care what color stroke, but I want this light gray right here, fill, just so I barely see it. And I'm going to click here, holding my shift down, and make a square. There it is. Pick up my selection tool, and I'm going to click on that point and bring it here. See how I got that, like that right angle, bring it there. So I'm sort of making like an arrow. That's as best as I'm doing. Then I'm going to pick up my rectangle tool again, get this right on there, and make a rectangle. And I want to pick my selection tool up, click that center line here, and delete it. Highlight this, pick up your free transform tool, and click on the corner and make it as big as you can to fit here. If you want to elongate it like this, like that, because you got to put some text in here. You want to make that shorter like that. Move it over, make it longer here. Whatever you need to do to make this big enough to put some text in. Highlight that, modify, convert it to a symbol. Make sure button is selected and call it SEL select 1 ST as in the first time underscore BTN. Select first underscore button. Okay. Double click on it, and now we're inside that button. Lock this layer, insert layer, call it text, TEXT. Pick up your text tool, come down to the fill bucket, make sure black is selected, and right over the top of here, draw in a text box. Open the properties panel, make sure static text is selected, and I'm going to go see if I can do with 12 points. I'm going to try that, and Times New Roman. So I want to say click here if card, CARD, in this row. Pick up my selection tool, click here if card in this row, and I can actually probably pick up my free transform tool and make this a little bit bigger. There. Go back to scene 1. Open up the properties panel and give this the instance name SEL first 1 ST R1 as in roll 1 underscore BTN, enter. All right. Pull it down, open that library panel up, find that button we just made, drag it on the stage, close the library, put it here, open the properties panel, and I believe we call this one SEL 1 ST R2 underscore BTN. So now I have a select first time row 2 button. That's that one. Come down, open the library up, drag another one in. We're going to do this one and the next one, and this will be row 3 and row 4, and I'll get back to you. Okay, I have my 4 buttons done. I'll just show you what they look. This one here is select first R1 button. This one's R2, R3, and select first R4 button. So I have those done. I think that's enough for this tutorial. Could possibly squeeze it in, but I don't really want to start and then have a 1-minute tutorial, so I'm going to stop here. There's going to be a final one for sure. It'll be Flash CS6 tutorial 5, card trick part 5, so make sure you save that. I hope you learned something from all these tutorials, and I hope you use what you learn.